What's up everyone? Today's technique gonna be in no-gi and it's gonna be key details, how to hold side control.
Hold! Give them nothing, but take from them everything!
How to keep our opponent in a side control, how to not let him escape, and what's the most important things to not lose our position that. So, we're in a side control, and the most experienced opponent gonna always look for the frame here, right? So one arm's gonna be underneath my neck, holding my shoulder. The other one's gonna be around my hip to create a frame to always be able to push me back and escape. So, first thing. Whenever we're in this position, right? He's holding his frame, but we're still in a side control. First thing, I want to control his hips, because whenever our opponent gets into the side control, he holds his frame to push me back, and his hips are always ready to scoop to the side. And this is the way he's creating the space for his leg to come in and start recovering the guard, right? So my first intention is to always control the hips, and I'm gonna control the hips from both sides. So one of my knees is underneath his hip from this side, and from the other side I'm holding my elbow, pressing his hips against my thigh here. So from both sides I'm controlling the hips pretty tight, so he's not able to like scoop out. Even if he gonna try to like push me with his frame now and scoop, it's gonna be impossible for him. Okay, so first thing is hips. It's very important to not let him move sideways. Now whenever I control my opponent's hips, I'm gonna start moving forward and I'm gonna start taking care more about getting rid of his frame. So whenever I'm like this in front of my opponent's arm, sometimes you can feel like he's pressing with his forearm against your throat, and it's kind of like unpleasant, and it starts to kind of like choking you a little bit. And if I'm gonna like start pushing forward, it's gonna be painful, and my opponent can use that to create some space for himself. So to release that pressure, I'm gonna put my head sideways. So right now he's not pushing against my throat, he's pushing against the side of my neck, which is way more comfortable for me, because right now he's pressing against the muscles of my neck. So it's not causing any kind of choking here. Okay, so this is the first thing. If this is still uncomfortable, if this is still causing you to lose the pressure here, I'm gonna use my hand to push up his elbow. So I'm coming from the inside, I'm gonna push up the elbow, and I'm gonna press my head against his chest to not let him get underneath my throat again. But I'm gonna use that only if he's really into like pushing my head up. So I'm gonna open up the space and I'm gonna cover the space with my head. If he's staying like this, pretty relaxed, not pushing me too hard, I'm gonna just keep my head sideways, and it's perfectly fine to keep it like this. So another thing is this arm, the arm that is holding my hip. So the way I like to get rid of this arm, I'm gonna put my knees together right now, and I'm gonna open my top leg, pressing against the side of his body. So I'm digging underneath his elbow. So whenever I come up with my knee, his arm is not right now separated from the body, and this is what we want here. So whenever I separate his arm from his body, I'm gonna move up my hips a little bit to not let him come back to the first position. Okay, so sometimes if I'm gonna stay too low, he can still move a little bit, create an angle to get underneath my hip again. Okay, so if I'm gonna be able to separate the arm, I'm gonna move up a little bit. So right now, this space here is closing. It's getting much smaller, so it's gonna be harder for him to get in and to separate my, to push my hip. So right now, we're in a pretty good position. Two things, actually three things I like to add to put more pressure on my opponent. So right now it's going to be really hard for him to escape, but he's still kind of comfortable here. To make it less comfortable, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get with my hand underneath my opponent's armpit, and I'm going to press with my shoulder against his neck. So in this case, if I'm going to like get a nice grip underneath the armpit, I can stay here for a very long time pressing against the side of his neck. Sometimes we can even like get the tap here. Okay, if not, I'm just holding that to stay uncomfortable, to make it uncomfortable for him to stay heavy. The other thing is how I'm keeping my chest. If I want to add more pressure, I'm gonna open up my chest and press against his chest. Okay, so I'm not trying to curl my back, I'm trying to open up my chest. So in this case, we really like pressing against the side of his chest, like against his ribs. So it starts to get uncomfortable for him to breathe like get like a big breath. So I'm opening up my chest, and the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sprawl back my leg. And that's very important which leg I'm gonna choose to sprawl back. I'm always choosing the leg that is closer to his head. Because whenever I sprawl back the leg that is closer to his hips, I'm leaving him a lot of space to work with. So he can like now escape, put the shin in front of me, create some space for himself. So I always keep the knee pressing against his hip here, and the only leg I'm gonna sprawl back is the leg closer to his head. So right now I'm gonna put all three elements together. So I sprawl back the leg, I open up my chest, and I'm gonna press with my shoulder against his neck. So like I said, sometimes the pressure is so hard that we can get a tap. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope the material is going to be helpful to hold your opponent down whenever you get to the side control. If you like the content, hit the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel. Especially if you like the no-gi content and you would like to see more no-gi stuff from me, leave me the comment below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.